Greetings from Electrically. In this video, we are going to discuss the preparation strategy for SSC JEE 2023, particularly for electrical branch only, and that too only technical subjects. Okay, as we can see in their syllabus on the official website, they have given various subjects like electric circuit. We can see here electric circuit, magnetic circuit, then electrical machines, then power system, then measurements, then basics of electrical engineering, utilization, and so on. Okay, so in order to crack the technical part properly, in order to score maximum marks in the technical part, which comes around for I think 100 marks, right? For 100 marks, yeah, 100 marks. Then there must be some strategy behind the preparation. Okay, so there must be some preparation strategy for each subject, and in this video we are going to discuss the subject wise preparation strategy, and for this video I have chosen electric circuit parts. Okay, if we see the trend of SSC JEE for technical part, around 80 to 85 marks will come from these subjects, from electric circuit, magnetic circuit, electric machines, power system, measurements, and basics of electronics engineering. Around they will comprise of 85 questions, means 85 marks. Okay, 85 marks, and among these 85 marks, around 30 to 35 marks will come from these two subjects, electric circuit and magnetic circuit, and AC fundamentals too. Okay, around 35 questions, that is 35 marks will come from this electric circuit, magnetic circuit, and AC analysis. Okay, so in order to have proper understanding of this subject, in order to prepare this electric circuit subject properly, I have created a roadmap. For this electric circuit. What do I mean by roadmap? There are around, you can see here, you can see on the official circular, they have given basic concept, circuit laws, then magnetic circuits, then AC fundamentals. Then if we see the total, there are around 30 to 32 topics are there. Okay, but there must be some preparation strategy for this electric circuit subject. I mean, which subject we need to take, which topic we need to take first. Okay, whether I need to take magnetic circuits first, whether I need to take AC fundamentals first, or whether I need to do some DC analysis first. Okay, that we will discuss in this video. That roadmap we are going to discuss. Okay, so for effective understanding of this electric circuit subject, we will divide this subject into three categories, right? First, we will divide this subject into DC circuit analysis. Okay, first we will go for a DC circuit analysis, then we will go for AC circuit analysis, then we will go for magnetic circuits. Why I am taking DC circuit analysis first? Because we know that analysis of frequency independent parameters are lot easier than analysis of frequency dependent parameters. What are a frequency independent parameter? It is resistor. Okay, it is resistor. So analysis of circuits using only resistors in that circuit is a bit easier. That will create a foundation in order to understand AC analysis, where our beautiful frequency dependent components will come, that is inductor and capacitor. There we will talk about phase shift, lagging power factor, leading power factor, how voltage and current are leading or lagging to each other. That will come under AC analysis. But first we need to form some foundation in order to understand AC, alternating parameter. Okay, and that foundation is nothing but DC analysis. And in DC analysis, first we will talk about network component. First we will start with network component. In network component we will discuss various parameters. What are various active parameters, what are various passive parameters, right? What is resistance, what is the definition of resistance, what are the different formulas of resistor. We know that only R is equal to V by I, R is equal to V by I. Okay, this is Ohm's law. But there is one more formula for resistor, that is nothing but construction formula. Okay, that is nothing but R is equal to what? Rho L by A, where what is rho, what is L, what is A, that we are going to discuss in this topic. First we will go for resistor, then we will discuss for inductor. Okay, in inductor, what is the formula of inductor? Okay, what happens if we give DC supply to inductor, what happens if we give DC supply to capacitor? Okay, that we are going to discuss in this network component. Then we will come for power. What is power, what is energy, what are the different formulas of power for each and every element. For resistor, what is the formula for power? For inductor, what will be the formula for power? For capacitor, what will be the formula for power? Okay, and then similarly for energy. Okay, and after discussing this network components, we can jump on topology of network. In topology of network, we will mainly discuss about what is node, what is branch, what is mesh, what is loop, what is super mesh, what is super node. Okay, all these concepts we are going to cover under this topology of network. Okay, then after discussing topology of network, we will go for Ohm's law. As far as I know, most of the students who are beginners in the any exam preparation, they only know V is equal to IR as a Ohm's law. But this is not the only Ohm's law. There are many types of Ohm's law. For inductor, this Ohm's law is valid for resistor. Okay, for inductor we have also Ohm's law. For inductor, it will be V is equal to L di by dt. V is equal to L di by dt. This is the Ohm's law for what? Inductor. For capacitor, we have I is equal to C dV by dt, right? This is also Ohm's law for capacitor. So all these Ohm's law we are going to discuss in this third topic. And after having proper understanding of Ohm's law, we are in the position to discuss the circuits by using various laws. And what are those laws? Those laws are Kirchhoff's law, right? Kirchhoff's law. There are two laws, right? Kirchhoff's voltage law, Kirchhoff's current law. Okay, Kirchhoff's voltage law mainly deals with a law of conservation of energy. Kirchhoff's current law mainly deals with the law of conservation of charges. Why? That we will discuss in this Kirchhoff's law. Okay, and after having proper understanding of Kirchhoff's law, KVL and KCL, we can happily discuss what are the series and parallel connection of resistor by taking only resistor, not inductor and capacitor, because we are dealing with AC analysis only. Okay, series and parallel connection of resistor. Okay, after that voltage division rule and then current division rule, which are must in order to analyze the circuits. Okay, in order to analyze the circuit where n number of resistors or n number of inductors are given, then how to solve that circuit. If examiner is asking a parallel connection of resistor is given, then if he wants the voltage across that particular resistor, then how to apply voltage divider rule, how to apply current division rule. Okay, all that concept we are going to discuss in this voltage division and current division topic. And after that we will go for star to delta and delta to star. This concept is very much important when we come across three-phase system. In power system we will mainly talk about three-phase system. In synchronous machine also we will mainly talk about three-phase system. Okay, in electrical machines also we will talk about three-phase system. Okay, so there this star to delta, delta to star concept is very important. Okay, so we will make a foundation in this chapter for our different subjects. Now after discussing all these techniques, right, Ohm's law, Kirchhoff's law, series and parallel connection, voltage division and current division rule, and star to delta, delta to star, we are in a position to analyze resistor reduction technique. What happens if 6 resistors are given and they are connected in parallel, some are connected in parallel, some are connected in series. Okay, if 10 resistors are given, if 5 resistors are connected in series and then other 5 connected are in parallel with that series combination, how to reduce, how to get equivalent resistance. Here we will mainly talk about finding out the equivalent resistance in the resistor reduction technique. Okay, this is very important topic in the whole DC circuit analysis as far as exam is concerned, any A or JEE level exam. Okay, now after resistor reduction technique, we will move to mesh and nodal analysis. Mesh and nodal analysis, which is also very important for AC analysis. To have proper understanding of AC analysis, this mesh analysis and nodal analysis is very important. Now after discussing all these concepts, we will go for theorems for DC circuit. Theorems for DC circuit means what? Their circuits will consist of only resistor. There won't be any presence of inductor and capacitors. Okay, there we will discuss first what is source transformation technique, right? Source transformation technique. Here in this source transformation technique, then superposition theorem, then Thevenin's theorem, then Norton theorem, then one of the most important theorem, okay, that is a maximum power transfer theorem, okay, which is having wide application like Thevenin and superposition theorem. It is also one of the most important theorem in entire electrical engineering. Okay, maximum power transfer theorem, right? Then we have Telegen's theorem, reciprocity theorem, Milliman's theorem. Okay, all these theorems we will discuss in this DC circuit analysis. Now after having proper understanding, after having proper foundation of this DC circuit analysis, we can happily jump on AC circuit analysis. Okay, we can happily jump for AC circuit analysis. So this should be our roadmap. First we will discuss network component, then after discussing network component and topology, then Ohm's law, then Kirchhoff's law, then voltage division, current division, star delta, resistor reduction technique, then mesh and nodal, and after that we will apply all those concepts with the help of theorems. Okay, superposition theorem, source transformation technique. Okay, all that we will come under, all that we are going to apply under theorems for DC circuits. Okay, which is very much important for analog electronics. In analog electronics, what we are mainly do, we will mainly apply KCL and KVL there in order to find equations, right? The base, emitter, collector, all those circuit is given, common emitter, right? Small signal analysis. What we are doing there, we are just applying KCL and KVL in order to understand, in order to analyze that analog circuit, right? So these theorems are very much important. Okay, and after that we will go for our next topic, that is AC analysis. Okay, in the AC analysis, frequency dependency will start. Things will get a bit complex, but if you have proper understanding of DC circuit analysis, then you can understand the frequency dependency of inductor and capacitor very easily. That's why I have taken first DC circuit analysis, then after understanding DC circuit analysis, we can happily move to AC circuit analysis. In the AC circuit analysis, first we will discuss the basic properties of inductor and capacitors. What are the basic properties of inductor and capacitor? What is the Ohm's law for inductor and capacitor? On what factors inductors and capacitor will depend? Okay, what happens, in what form our inductor and capacitor will store and release the energy. Okay, that we will discuss in the basic properties of inductor and capacitor. And in this topic also we are going to discuss the series and parallel combination of inductor and capacitor. There we will analyze the circuit, or we will find the equivalent inductance, equivalent capacitance, like we have done, like we did in resistor reduction technique. Okay, so after discussing basic properties of inductor and capacitor, we can happily move to steady state analysis. In steady state analysis, we will mainly talk about phasors. Okay, phasors is very much important tool. It's a vital tool in order to understand electrical machines, electrical power system, and total electrical engineering. Okay, in a very easy manner. If we know the concept of phasors, we can represent that whole system, that whole working of that system into some phasor diagram. Okay, which will not consume more time. Okay, that's why the phasor is a basic tool for electrical engineer. Okay, and in steady state analysis, we are going to discuss first phasors. In phasors, what is lagging power factor, what is leading power factor. Okay, J parameters will come. Okay, that is a mathematical operator that we call it, right? Then after discussing phasor, we will mainly talk about active power, reactive power, complex power. Okay, what is power factor, what is apparent power, what is the main difference between active power and complex power and apparent power, right? That we are going to discuss in steady state analysis. And there we will talk again, we will talk about RMS, what is the RMS value, what is average value, what is the peak factor, what is form factor. Then we will take different types of waveform. Sinusoidal does not mean only sinusoidal. Alternating does not mean only sinusoidal. Okay, here there are various waveforms like triangular wave, right? Stepped wave. Okay, then rectangular wave. Okay, all these waveform we are going to analyze in the AC analysis. What is the RMS value for this triangular wave, for what is average value for that square wave, all these we are going to discuss in this steady state analysis. Now after discussing this steady state analysis, we will move to theorems for AC circuits. Like we discussed in DC circuit analysis, source transformation technique, superposition theorem, Thevenin's and Norton, then a maximum power transfer theorem, Milliman's theorem, Telegen's theorem, all these theorems we will discuss for our AC circuits, where instead of resistor we will take here inductor and capacitor, or the combination of inductor and capacitor, and we will apply the theorems. Okay, Thevenin's, Norton, superposition, source transformation technique, Milliman's, maximum power transformation. Okay, then after discussing the theorems for AC circuits, we will move to duals and duality. It is most simple subject, most simple topic and very small topic, where duality will come into picture. Which quantity is dual with which quantity? Like Thevenin's is dual to Norton, inductor is dual to capacitors. There are n number of parameters which are dual to each other. Okay, that we are going to discuss in this duals and duality. And after discussing duals and duality, we will discuss one of the most important topic from electric circuit. Okay, that is resonance. That is resonance. In the resonance, we will mainly talk about quality factor, series resonance, parallel resonance, what is ideal series circuit, ideal parallel RLC circuit. Okay, then after discussing ideal parallel circuit, ideal series circuit, we will discuss about tank circuit. Okay, tank circuit, which is practical parallel RLC circuit. Okay, this is tank circuit. And with this note, we can conclude our AC analysis. Okay, and after having proper understanding of DC analysis and AC analysis, we should be in the position to score around what I told you, around 30 to 35 marks from this whole subject, right? 35 marks, and around this 35 marks, 25 questions, 22 to 25 questions will come from DC analysis and AC analysis from all these topics. Okay, and remaining and remaining 8 to 10 questions will come from magnetic circuits. This is the one of the most important topic from electric and magnetic circuit. Okay, because if you don't have proper understanding of magnetic circuit now, then you won't be able to understand machine subject, power system subject, measurement subject. Okay, so this is the backbone for all the subject, and together electric circuit and magnetic circuit, that is nothing but the combination of electric field and magnetic field, interaction of electric field and magnetic field, together we call it as electromagnetism. Okay, but first we need to understand what is electric field, what is magnetic field. Okay, so in this section, in this third section of this subject, we will first start our discussion with analogy between electric circuit and magnetic circuit. Right, in analogy, there are various analogous quantity from electric circuit to magnetic circuit, like current is analogous to flux, EMF is analogous to MMF, right, resistance is analogous to reluctance, magnetic field density is analogous to electric field density. All these analogous quantity we need to discuss with their formula and unit. Okay, directly question will be asked from this analogy. 100% questions will come from analogy of electric and magnetic circuit. Okay, that is most important topic. And after discussing analogy between electric and magnetic circuit, we will discuss what is series and parallel magnetic circuit. What is series and parallel magnetic circuit? From the point of view of a transformer, we have two types of transformer, core type and shell type. What happens in core type? In core type, what happens? Flux do not change, flux remains constant for one circuit to other circuit. That's why it is considered as series magnetic circuit. Core type transformer is considered as series magnetic circuit. Shell type is considered as parallel magnetic circuit. Why? That we are going to discuss in this series and parallel magnetic circuit. Okay, but in detail we will discuss in electrical machines, that is transformer subject. Okay, but it will create a foundation for understanding the electrical machine subject. Okay, then after discussing series and parallel magnetic circuit, we will discuss various quantities in electric circuit, like what is magnetic flux. Okay, magnetic flux or magnetic field, what is north pole, south pole, how magnetic field lines, why magnetic field lines always go from south to north inside the magnet, right? This is my magnet. If this is my magnet, if this is my north pole, this is my south pole, then my magnetic flux lines will always move from south to north, right? They are closed path, always in south to north inside, and outside the magnet it always go from north to south. Why? That we will discuss in this this unit. Okay, this magnetic flux and MMF, reluctance. Okay, this topic, what is the meaning of MMF, what is the meaning of reluctance, what is magnetic field density, what is magnetic field intensity, etc., etc. Okay, then after having a prior knowledge of magnetic field intensity, what is reluctance, all that, we are in a position to understand Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, because every electrical machine, the backbone of every electrical machine is concept of electromagnetism. Okay, electromagnetic induction. Okay, and in order to understand that electromagnetic induction principle, we are going to take Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. That Faraday law is governing the machine, right? Machine in the sense what? We will mainly talk about generators and motors in the electrical machines. There, what is happening in generator and motor? Energy conversion is taking place from electrical to mechanical, mechanical to electrical. So there must be some principle behind this energy conversion, and that principle is nothing but what? Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction principle. So there are various laws, first law, second law, right? Faraday's first law of electromagnetic induction, Faraday's second law of electromagnetic induction, dynamically then types of induced EMF, based on the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, dynamical induced EMF, statical induced EMF. In statical induced EMF we have self-induced EMF, we have mutual induced EMF. Okay, then calculation of self-induced EMF, mutual induced EMF, that we will come under this topic, types of induced EMF, self-inductance, mutual inductance, etc., etc. Okay, so all these topics we are going to discuss in this subject. All these topics we are going to discuss in this subject. DC circuit analysis. So this is our roadmap in order to prepare the electric circuit, in order to prepare for 30 to 35 marks for SSC JEE exam, only for electrical. Okay, so this is the roadmap. I'm not saying if you go by this roadmap only you will understand the topics also, but this is widely accepted roadmap for electric circuit by various institutes, like whatever the major institutes are there, they will mainly follow this this roadmap. First they will discuss DC circuit analysis, then they will jump on AC circuit, and after that they will move to magnetic circuit. Okay, and after discussing all these concepts, all this electric circuit subject, now it's my sincere suggestion to go for electrical machine subject, because what happens now, at this third section, as we are discussing magnetic circuit, there magnetic circuit, Faraday's law, law of electromagnetic induction, self-inductance, mutual inductance, that those concepts will remain fresh into the mind, and those concepts are very much important in order to understand the electrical machines concept, be it your DC machines, be it your transformer, be it synchronous, or be it your induction machines. Okay, so it's my sincere suggestion to jump on electrical machines subject after preparing this electrical circuit. Okay, so with this note I will conclude the lecture here, I will conclude the session here. In the next class I will discuss the preparation strategy for electrical machines. Okay, how to prepare electrical machines, okay, one by one. First we will go for DC machines, then we will go for transformer, not induction. First prepare DC machines, then prepare transformer, then go for induction machines, and then move to synchronous machine, because synchronous machine is quite difficult to understand. But if you are thorough with your concept of your induction and transformer and DC machines, then you will easily understand the synchronous machines. Okay, so in the next class we will discuss the preparation, subject wise preparation. First I will discuss the preparation strategy or the roadmap for the DC machines. Okay, then we will discuss the roadmap for transformer. Okay, then induction machines, and then synchronous machine. Okay, so with this note I will conclude the session here. See you in next session. Thank you.